Yesterday, I told you about a small meme coin that was at a $200,000 market cap. And right now, that same meme coin is sitting at a 1.5 million market cap, $141,000 in liquidity. It's done nothing but go up for the past 24 hours. And we've done $1 million of volume and 9,200 transactions in the past 24 hours. To add to that, it gets even more exciting because if I go over to here, we've actually managed to develop quite a nice sized treasury at this stage. The treasury is now worth $141,000. In that treasury, you've got two amounts. You've got Solana here, $67,000 worth of Solana and $72,000 worth of MPIG coins. What does all of that mean? Well, that means that we've got some stability. It means that the actual momentum for this should be quite strong. And I'm very optimistic about this. This is my first attempt at a CTO. A CTO is a community takeover. So where a community takes over a meme coin and then brings it back to life. Because the other day, there was no life in this. It was flat as a pancake down at whatever market cap that was. So we started buying up the supply. I had a word with the dev. I managed to get the dev wallet off the dev. And right now, it's doing very well. But I think it can do better. And I'm not going to stop here. I think that this can do better. I'm going to leave a link for it in today's video description so you can all have a look at it for yourselves. I'm not saying that you should buy it, but I am saying you should join the community. And I'll leave a Telegram link as well in today's video description. If you've never been part of one of these communities before, it's going to be a very interesting experience for you because they're pretty wild. The other exciting thing about this is if you do stake it, you can earn a fortune by staking it with Solana. So far today, over $60,000 of rewards have been claimed by people that are staking this coin. So if you stake this coin with Solana, so say you put down $10,000 of Solana and $10,000 of MPIG coin, you can earn over 1,000% interest per year. Don't believe me? Well, here's the maths on it. This is the maths on how this coin is working. Now, this is, I'm just going to refresh this page so we can get the most up-to-date numbers here. There you go. You can see $142,000 locked. And out of that, you can see here, the current fee is 1%. And so far today, the 24-hour fee that's accumulated has been $51,000 have been earned by holders. And if you look at the interest rate for the year, the interest rate is there, 365-day yield over 1,000%. So that's pretty good going, is that? And it makes me very optimistic about it. I am ultimately, I think it's going to go quite well. Now, we're going to come back to this later on in the video, and I'm going to give you a bit of a, I don't know if we can do price analysis on it with it being a meme coin, but certainly given my experience of meme coins, generally what I'd expect is the first 7 days are like a steady uptrend. I'd love to get to around a 10 million, 20 million market cap. There will be a sell-off at some point in time. The question is, does it maintain and recover after said sell-off happens? How high does it go before it goes crash at the end of the day? It reminds me very much of a game that was back in 2018, after BitConnect went bust. It was called Proof of Weak Hands 3D. POW 3D. If you Google it, it's like this old game whereby you buy in and then the next man buys in and then the value of your thing doubles. And then the next man buys in and your thing doubles again. But at what point do you choose to take yours? Because that'll take the whole thing down, essentially. It's very similar to that. Only it's a bit more safer than that game used to be. That used to be the way that things worked. And there was a fun old game in the world of crypto. But also today, we have some more serious things to discuss, such as my 100% accurate prediction on what happened to the price of Bitcoin. You remember this chart from yesterday. This chart, I can't believe actually how accurate we managed to get this. I plotted this a while ago now, you'll remember. I said, look, we're in this wedge. We're going to break out of this wedge, and then we're going to break back down again, come down and retest the outside of this. Now, I've not changed this at all. It remains as it was yesterday. And you can see we came down, retested, and now we're bouncing. The question is, are we right still where the price of Bitcoin is going to bounce back up to $59,600? Because if it does, this is a very good entry right now. Now, what I'm doing if I'm trading right now is I'm probably taking a low leverage long position at this point with a stop loss just below this level of support. I'm probably putting my stop loss actually just below this level right here, and that level being somewhere around kind of $57,400. But I'm probably putting a stop loss somewhere around this level here. Reason being, if it loses that level, look, odds are it's just going to go boom. So you want to be pretty careful about it. But at the same time, this could be providing a very good entry right now for people that aren't in any trades. And so if you are considering taking a trade, by the way, check out PHEMEX. You'll find a link for PHEMEX in today's video description. And to give you all an update on how my trades went, I did mention how dangerous over leveraging is. Look how much my balance is today. 0. I blew up the account overnight. Not overnight, actually, earlier today. So annoying. So I woke up and there was 15 grand in there. I'm like, damn, should probably take this now because our margin level's at 400%, meaning essentially we're using 400x leverage. What does that mean? That means that your position liquidates when above your entry position, basically, because you've borrowed against your profit. So because you've borrowed against your profit, your position liquidates above where you've entered it because you've over-margined yourself by 400%. So that's what happened there. I got my calculations a little bit wrong. But at the end of the day, look, I turned $1,000 into $15,000 and then into 0. So I don't really care that much because it's $1,000 at the end of the day. These things happen. And it's always fun to experiment. And look, I'm going to do the exact same thing tomorrow because you can do this over and over again. You just got to remember to take profit and not be greedy. The thing is, if I was doing it with $10,000 and I turned it into 150, look, I'd have taken that. But 15 grand, well, it's just not that like amazing and attractive. I was going to try and run that up to the moon. So I guess the $10,000 to $1 million challenges has stopped again, and we go back to it. So we're starting again. We're going to do a $10,000 to $1 million trading challenge. If you want to join me on that trading challenge, join PHEMEX. You'll find a link for it in today's video description. And if you join PHEMEX, you get up to $8,000 for free. You have 28 days left before it asks you for automatic KYC. Automatic KYC is going to be a pain if you're in Europe or the US or Canada or anywhere like that, because your country doesn't want you trading on these platforms. But if you sign up in the next 28 days, it's not going to ask you for that information. You can make a deposit and it won't matter. They're not going to ask you for that information for at least a year. It will only be asked for from new signups. So that's something that's important to remember. Anyway, moving on from that, thank you all very much for subscribing to the channel. Since returning to YouTube now, I've gained 261 subscribers. I've made a whole $50. Wow, I'm rich. And we've done 1,700 hours of watch time and 17,900 views. So thank you all very much for watching the videos for the past 3 days. And I'll continue to provide them if you continue to watch them. So moving on from that, what is going to happen in the market over the next few days? How are we feeling about things? Is it looking rough? Is it looking good? Like, genuinely, what can we be expecting from the market? And I think, well, for a start off, we need to be looking at things like Ethereum. Ethereum is going to be a good trend kind of market leader. I expect some element of support here. Now, we expected to drop down on Bitcoin. That meant that naturally Ethereum is going to fall in price as well. Ethereum is down 3.24% for the day, whereas Bitcoin is down 2%. Not good, not terrible. Like, we've had much worse days in recent history. Having said that, it lost momentum straight away. So then the question remains, look, how many people are shorting and how many people are longing? We can gauge that from the funding rates. So if we look over here on the exchange and we look at what the funding rate is right now, where does it tell us what the funding rate is for Solana? Because I bet it's pretty shocking. I can't see where it says the funding rate. Let's go over to here. I'm going to give you a quick lesson on how to find the funding rate now because, well, why not? So let's go to oh, fucking hell. So you type in funding rate Bitcoin, you click on the first thing that comes up and tells you what the funding rate is. So right now you can see on the exchanges, we're still not at 0.01, which is where the sweet spot is. So there is still some element of shorting going on out there right now. On CoinEx, it's interesting because actually on CoinEx, there is over leveraged in the long positions and same goes on crypto.com. But the rest of things generally are saying that, look, people aren't over-leveraged themselves long. If anything, they're over-leveraging themselves short right now, which generally means, look, we're probably on the cusp of a turnaround at some point soon. I think that things are going to be turning around some point soon, and I'm quite optimistic about the market. If you're looking at the way that things are performing, odds are bouncy. We are due an uptrend, and the thing is, it wants to wick you out. So if you were over-leveraged from this pump up, and then you entered again here because you were excited because you thought it was going to continue to go up, you're going to get wicked out now and then it's going to bounce. That's the kind of thing you need to watch out for if you want to be a profitable trader in crypto. And that's the kind of thing that we teach in Crypto Saving Expert. For it, again, you'll find a link in today's video description. Check it out, join it, and you'll like it. Honestly, everyone that's in there likes it, and everyone that's in there made a fortune on this meme coin. Anyway, moving on from that, Solana, the price of Solana. still in this pennant, still not doing a lot, still not particularly interesting, still down 3% today, and still, I just wish the market would recover a little bit. If I'm to give an honest take on what's going on right now, I think that first of all we need to be understanding what's going on in the news, in the crypto news, but also I just get the feeling September is not going to be a bad month. I think a lot of people think September is going to be a bad month. I don't think it is. In September, people return to work. The first 2 or 3 days, they're a bit miserable. They're a bit sad. They've locked themselves in a cubicle again, and they're not on this nice sunny beach sipping cocktails. They're back inside, and it sucks. That depression ends after a couple of days, and the momentum of work and everything starts getting back together. I think that when that momentum returns, don't forget, we've got a lot of big events happening this month. The first major big event is happening in 14 days' time. In 14 days' time, we have this has gone up, by the way. Yesterday it was 30%. Today we've got a 37% chance of a 0.5% rate reduction. Now, if we get an interest rate reduction in 14 days' time, that means for the price of Bitcoin, we will go up, undoubtedly. Bitcoin will go to probably $65,000 on the news of that, because that'll be very significant. If it's 0.25%, it'll be like, we're going to take it steady, we're going to take it slow. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm quite bullish on the 0.5%. And the reason for that being, I think the Fed needs to make an impact immediately based off their complete fumbling and mismanagement, or rather the administration that's currently in charge in the USA misreporting the amount of jobs earlier in the year. They overestimated the amount of new jobs in the USA by 800,000 jobs. That meant that the Fed did not reduce interest rates when they should have reduced interest rates earlier in the year, because the information that they had from the government was bad. Because of this, I expect them to do a kind of 360 pivot and go, wow, we need to fix this quick. And I expect them to drop the interest rates quite aggressively. So we'll see how that pans out, and we've only got 14 days to wait, so keep subscribing, keep watching the channel. Dogecoin manipulation lawsuit against Elon Musk has been dismissed, which again is showing some slight positive momentum in the crypto space. If you are this person, lucky you, because somebody that has a solo Bitcoin miner has got $200,000 worth of Bitcoin after successfully mining block 85, whatever that number is. It's difficult to read when I'm so far away from the screen. The point is, if you own a solo Bitcoin miner and you can buy these and plug it into your work computer, it's very simple. Literally just jam in a USB in the back of it. They are rubbish, and most of them will never mine anything, and they'll just make your computer consume slightly more power. But it's kind of like a lottery ticket. However, I think it's the second or third solo miner to ever net a Bitcoin block. I believe one of the Bitcoin blocks that one of them netted was about $700,000. This one was $200,000. So if you get a solo Bitcoin miner, which costs about 30 quid, plug it into your computer, it costs you about 5p a day in electricity, and you hit a Bitcoin block, lucky you. You just made a fortune out of doing zero effort work. And again, that kind of story is good for the industry, good for the crypto space. Legal fees from crypto bankruptcy hearing tops $750 million. Legal firms are making a fortune out of crypto, which is pretty good because I own one of them. If you ever need legal advice, come and speak to me, because I can sort you out with a lot cheaper legal advice in the UK or abroad than anyone else can do, because one of the things that we did do in the bear market is set up a law firm. So do check that out. And if you're ever wanting to know more about that, reach out to CryptoSavingExpert and we'll get back to you. Anyway, NFT sales volume drops below $400 million in new yearly low because nobody cares about NFTs. Perhaps it's a good time to be buying them though. Number of Bitcoin whale wallets has hit 17-month high. What does that tell you? It tells you poor people are selling, rich people are buying, because rich people are transferring their assets into something whereby, look, the value of cash is likely going to decline pretty quickly. They're likely going to, basically with what they're going to do, they're going to drop the interest rates and probably print more cash. And that's probably what's going to happen over the course of the next 2 years or so. If you want to do that, you want to be holding Bitcoin, because Bitcoin over the past 2 years, over the past 10 years, has on average performed at 67% per year. So there is no better performing asset on earth. The more Bitcoin that you hold, the better. So why wouldn't you, as a rich individual with spare capital, be putting it into Bitcoin, because it's outperformed every financial asset on earth for the past 10 years? Like, it makes complete sense. And from that perspective, everybody's getting more bullish on Bitcoin. It is only a matter of time until things turn around. The final news story today would be that the SEC in May challenge FTX SEC may challenge FTX repayments if they are made using US denominated stablecoins. Now, that's interesting. I don't think this news story particularly matters. I think it's more interesting that FTX users are going to get some cash back. What are they going to do when they get that cash? They're probably going to bang it back into Bitcoin because they don't want that. They want the Bitcoin that they lost initially. And the other thing is it's going to be 100% refund to all FTX account users. That's good for people like me because I went around buying people's FTX accounts and giving them money at the time. So I bought a few FTX accounts off people for pennies on the dollar, basically, because no one thought it was ever going to come back. I was always pretty confident that it would come back. It's just lucky that Sam Bankman-Fried made a couple of good investments with the money that he stole, and that meant that he could replenish all of the funds that he stole. So, in fact, everybody in FTX is going to get made whole. So if you do have an FTX account, congratulations, you're about to get a fortune. Please throw it all into Bitcoin when you get it, and then the price will go up, and that'll be fantastic for everybody. So that's kind of like a general market analysis of what's going on right now. I'm optimistic. I'd also like to show you this chart. I posted it in the Discord earlier, Telegram group for MPIG earlier. This was the price over the past couple of weeks, and then this was the price after my video. People got scared when I posted this chart. They don't seem to understand that this is Solana versus MPIG. So this is the value of Solana versus MPIG. I always want to call it MoonPig. It's not MoonPig, it's ManBearPig, but I feel like the ticker is kind of like a MoonPig type ticker. Anyway, it's doing pretty good. I'm pretty optimistic for it, and I think that this is going to go on a tremendous rally. I'd love to see this above 5 million, and to be honest, like, it's a CTO at the end of the day. It's a community takeover. It'll go where the community takes it, but I know my community is strong, and I know that after yesterday's video, there's going to be a lot of people that have got some nice profit out of it. But also, is it nice enough to take it? Is it nice enough? And I think the answer to that is no. And if it continues to do $1 million of volume in a day, or anywhere close to that, the odds are that it's going to keep rallying upwards. I've got that huge wallet that I'm going to be slowly deploying into the price. So if there is any kind of big crash down or anything like that, I'm able to buy the price back up. In the meantime, just market making it. And also people are staking it because you're getting paid $60,000 a day for staking the coin. So it's a win-win-win scenario here. And the other thing is, if I go over to here on Moonshot, if we go to Moonshot's website here, and then we click onto finalized, and then we click on trending, we're number 2 trending on Moonshot as well. And actually, this coin's been performing terribly, and it's got completely wash-traded volume. Ours is not wash-traded, it's real volume, and we've got a higher market cap than them. And actually, I think that we're one of the top market caps now on here. So yeah, we're the 3rd largest coin that's launched on Moonshot. I'd love to get to this top spot here. That's kind of the goal. So if we can get to above a 5.3 million market cap, we'll be the largest coin to have ever launched on Moonshot. And it's been really good, because the other thing is, when you launch on here, you generate fees, and those fees go into liquidity, allowing you to build up that liquidity pool faster. And that's one of the reasons why the coins stabilize at higher prices, or at least that's what you hope for. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I want this to move over here. Currently, it's best of the rest here at 1.5 million, 1.4, 1.3, 700k. So it's one of the biggest coins to ever launch on Moonshot. We're going to see how it goes. I want to know, and from you guys, do you hold this coin? I want to know. Tell me yes. Comment yes in the comment section if you hold ManBearPig coin. I always want to call it MoonPig coin. It's not MoonPig coin, it's ManBearPig coin. So yeah, do you hold ManBearPig coin? Let me know in the comment section below. And on that note, it's been a very interesting 24 hours. Hopefully it continues to be fantastic, and hopefully the price continues to appreciate. I will be holding a Twitter Spaces on my Twitter account very soon with the ManBearPig community, and giving some kind of community updates of plans and things that we can do going forward to help grow this coin. There is some big things that hopefully are happening tomorrow. In fact, they are happening tomorrow. So that should continue to push the price a little bit. And we'll see where things go. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Everything I do is for entertainment purposes only. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and subscribe, please. And also slap a like. Deuces.